Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And welcome back to another Hump Day RSG stream. Glad to have you guys here. Reality Skew Gamers coming at you on this Hump Day. It's Wednesday. It's time for the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. Joining me is my heterosexual life partner, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
Good evening, peoples.
And Mr. Gingivitis himself, giving Gingers a bad name with his reputation of being soulless like all of us. Not a daywalker, a true white pale gingeritis man-child. The one and only Stanley Red.
Hey!
There he is. That's what we're talking about. And we're here to bring you fun and entertaining shit to talk about for next, I don't know, however long we decide to do it. And this is RSG. It's Wednesday night. Let's talk about the latest and greatest Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means and talk about the game Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Glad to have you guys here on a Wednesday. Get that shit started in chat. Let's see the emojis. Let's see the thumbs up. Let's see all that shit happening. We have all kinds of fun stuff if you guys would like. If you're a sponsor on YouTube, then you can do all the fun and cool emojis. You can whip out your pickles. You can put fins in there, McVenoms, Rangers, poof-filled baby Rangers.
No, fins and McGunums are Twitch.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So just Rangers, but poof-filled baby
Rangers, and then I have to work on the Grandes and low.
There you go. So we've got all that you can put in the emojis. Ouchie's got the lotion going on. Very nice. Well, something kinky's going over there. I'm not kink shaming. I'm just saying she put a lot of lotion into the chat, so I'm just throwing that out there. If you would like to have fun and participate in the stream, you're more than welcome. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can either go to Streamlabs or Twitch, and you can play all the funny sound bites that we have acquired and accumulated for your listening and viewing pleasure and fun to have by interrupting us 9,000 times and by playing those. So you can go over there and hit one of those, and it will play and do a funny little sound bite from all our shows in the past and do a little animation for you. We have Super Chat if you'd like to be on the YouTube side and just donate, and maybe you have a question, you want something to be seen, you can. There's cool little emojis that you can play along with that. So there's lots of ways that you can participate in the chat. We're also taking questions. Stanley Red will be scooping up all those questions. What is going on with my mic here? Hold on, let me set my... there we go. Stanley Red scooping up the questions. And if you would like your questions scooped up, we'll have a lot of time for Q&A because God knows there's not that much going on in the game. The way it works for us, it's pretty simple. You have questions. Maybe we have the answer. I don't know. You won't know until you ask a question. But if you do want, the way it works is you put the question in the chat. The only thing we ask is you put the actual word question in front of your question statement. That helps us narrow it down. We use Nightbot, and we use the word question as a filter to scoop up your question. So if you want your question answered, I'm just saying, you need to put that shit in correctly, because if you don't, then we ain't gonna scoop it up, and that ain't on us, that's on you. That is your fault, goddammit. You should have been listening, paying attention. So that's all I'm gonna say. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. You got 40 people starting to come in. It's the beginning of the show. People just start creeping in. Hit the thumbs up if you could on your way in. That would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? You obviously like the content and like what we're doing. So I salute you with my little thing of sake. Delicious. Yes, I slurped. Someone said they didn't like the slurping. I don't care. It's alcohol. It's Wednesday. I work hard. I'm going to slurp. So you can be jelly of my alcohol and vibing. So there you go. Finn, let's move on that's the introduction. I think we're all hyped. We got sheepies. We got all kinds of lotions, sheepies, all kinds of stuff going on in the chat. Chat is blowing up. Very nice. I'm just waiting for the sound bites because every time we do one of these Wednesday night show now, Finn, we get the hype train started on Twitch. It goes bananas. We have to listen for about 10 minutes of just the hype train going, which we don't mind, but I'm just waiting for it to kick off. But that being said, Finn, we have a shout-out word of the day, Finn. What shout-out word of the day did we decide on?
So this shout-out of the word of the day comes from our VIP session. And sometimes you have people in your life that get different interests and all other kinds of things. Yeah. But it's really important to remember who they really are. Yeah. So the shout-out word of the day is friend. FRIEND.
There's no way you can screw this up, skewers. I know you can do this. I have faith that you can spell that word correctly. And now we will watch as the chat explodes with all the different variations of the incorrect spelling of the word friend, and then people will bitch later on. I didn't get my shit in. What's going on? Well, you dumbass, you didn't spell the word friend. You wanted to be one of them trolls. You get what you put in. So, pour myself some more sake. So let's see how they're going to do. All right, we start off right off the bat with two fiends. Forgot the R in the old friend thing there. So Shadowville just popped in and said, "Hey, all, I'm alive. Long time no see. We know you well, Shadowville, our H-Town representation of the Skewer Nation in the good old city of Houston, Texas, my old stomping ground." So Shadowville, it's been a long time, but we know you've been dealing with a lot of stuff, probably with the Rona. The Rona's probably interfering with you and stuff. So. That was so good. So perfectly good. Meow meow. With the 666, she just put in big bold letters, Ranger. That shit doesn't affect me, but I love seeing Finn have a little pee come out of him. Look at that. You know some pee came out of Finn. Look at him. He just, it happened. There's a little pee that came out of Finn with that. So $6.66 donation from Meow Meow herself, Ahsoka Meow Meow. Meow Meow will be happy. She's my guild officer at MC3, and you'll be happy to know that I will start my Kylo Ren farm tonight. For all you guys, at midnight tonight, I will be flipping over and getting the last two relics done that I need, which is Palpatine and Kylo Ren. I'll have them the 7, and I'm going to immediately start farming the tickets. So we'll start doing the ticket farm for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. God damn it. I just want to get it over with, Finn, because I hate farming tickets. It's so many goddamn tickets. It's just...
You know what a good solution for that is?
Alcohol?
Not going for the Galactic Legends. Just throw that out there.
No, I'm going to go for the Galactic Legends.
I don't have to worry at all about the tickets.
Yeah, you go through...
It makes my life easy.
Yeah, you go through life easy. I'll be the one on the front lines, being the adventurous one. See, I'm the adventurous one. I go in there head down. Just I'm not afraid. I'll just do what needs to be done. Finn likes to play it safe. He likes to stay in the background, do more stuff like that. So, yeah.
I'm working on PAL.
As I said, he likes to go through live, play it safe, working on that kind of shit. I'm going for like the big heavy hitting teams and all that stuff, and showcasing all that stuff. And Finn's in the background like, I've got a Relic 7 Rose decal. It's great.
I do. She is a hero of the Resistance.
She's something of the Resistance. Sure, let's go with that. I don't know if I would say hero, but
hero is the word.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't call her the main hero of the story. No. Although I gotta admit, Finn, I did use her last JC round for fun. Just put her on the raid team. Not too bad. Not too bad. She's actually kind of useful in the raid team because the turn meter reduction and all that stuff. But when you have a Relic 7 stick Ray, you're fine. She's just going to terrorize the other team because she just hits so goddamn hard. So, Stick Ray is really the all-star. But, when you got someone like Rose Tico backing her up, it just makes her more deadly. All right, everybody has completely effed the word friend. I mean, awful. I mean, this is just horrifying to look at, like how bad this really is. So, why is my mic cracking? Hold on, Finn, continue talking while I figure out what the hell's going on with my mic.
Okay, so, yeah, you guys are awful at spelling the word. I see Frayed, see Kylo Friend. I don't know where you get the Kylo from. Finland is interesting. There is a Finland. This would be Frenemy. That's interesting, Sty.
Okay.
Frenemy. Interesting one. Fran. I don't know where you got just Fran.
Fry and?
I don't know where you got Fran. Yeah, this is some interesting spelling.
Look, I mean, we put it out there, Finn. I mean, I'm just saying, We put the correct word and spelling of it out there. It's not our fault. I wipe my hands. I wipe my hands. I'm done. I wipe my hands.
It's the word friend too. It's not even a complicated word. It's the word friend.
All right. Okay, got it squared away. All right, questions are coming in. Stanley's on top of that. We're monitoring the chat, so spread the word to your guild and everything. It's Wednesday night. It's RSG. It's what we do, man. We're gonna have some fun. All right, let's talk about the first topic of the day. Finn, there's nothing in the forum. Sweet butter crumpets of Christ. I mean, when CG goes cold on the old radio network, I mean, they're not farting around. I mean, they really go cold dead silence, man. I mean, we got nothing in the news. Yep. I mean, nothing. There's nothing here. I mean, we got the event calendar for August. Ooh. Not the event calendar with Stormtrooper Han as a login character. I mean, that's about as exciting as eating a poop-filled flavored lollipop. I prefer not to do it. But there is one subject that we do want to discuss tonight, and that is the data mine. Finn, I kick it over to you. Stanley, I know you don't know what we're talking about, so you just monitor chat. And if anybody gets out of line, Stanley, I expect that full gingerness to come out, and you get them out of their fit, Stanley.
Got it.
Okay. So, Stanley with its insightful commentary is useful. I was surprised you didn't say yep. All right. All right. So, no, we're not taking a deep dive in the meta report. I mean, that thing's even worse. Roast Taco. Ranger is a friend. Infinity is a butthole. There's a sip of sake for you. All right, Finn, we got this data mine. Break it down for us, brother. What are we talking about here?
Sure. So they've been updating stuff into the game as they've been doing the Unity update and then pushing things out, of course, as we've been looking towards the Galactic Legends. Not Galactic Legends, Galactic Challenges. But the awesome folks over at SWGOH events, a lot of you guys have visited their website. Awesome. If you're not sure, they have a Discord site. I have the links in the video that I did on the data mine. But they found that it's kind of high-level skeleton stuff, but they have folders set up for different worlds, all associated with the Galactic Challenges.
A whole new world.
There's a few different places that I think people are familiar with that are there.
A thrilling place I've never seen.
The two most interesting ones to me are just general space. They just have space as kind of a general one. And then they have another one, which is the Death Star.
General space. You know, when I think of space itself, Finn, and I think about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they have one that just called space.
I
interesting.
think that's a lot of space. Yeah.
I don't know if that's like what they're going to do in the background, or for me, I really hope it's a space whale that somehow manages to show up. But they just have one that they titled Space. And then there's another one that is the Death Star. Now, the Death Star is going to be really interesting because we don't know what ultimately the challenges are going to be, right?
Almost
I mean, it could very well be similar to backgrounds that I hope it's not this, right?
Just a little further.
It could be similar to just the background that we have, like when we do all of our regular missions and the Death Star happens to be one of it. I hope that it's not that. What I'm kind of envisioning this being is maybe a little bit closer to those that were here will probably remember what I'm talking about. But what I'm envisioning is something very similar to the way that mod challenges used to be. And
explain
that
yourself,
was where
what do you mean by
needed actual factions for each of the different mod sets, right? And remember, that's how people worked on Jawas, because Jawas were needed for the crit damage set, right? And then they made it so it's just anything. But we know a few things about CG in general, right?
What do we know, Finn?
They will try to reuse some of the code, right? We see this with TV. They're reusing this code, they're reskinning it, right? And giving it new life. Well, if they still have the way that mod challenges originally were, they changed it to drop the requirement, but now they could potentially reintroduce it with requirements that actually fit your roster, need you to have specific characters, right? And run through the Galactic Challenges the same way we used to run through mod challenges, where different planets have different effects and you use different factions to fight on that, but you can maybe do it without having the specific
But how
faction
can you do it
with specific rewards, that kind of stuff.
But how can you do the Death Star run without Red 5 and without Porkins?
But it might not be a Death Star run from the outside, right? You're thinking about it.
We gotta do the trench run.
Ships.
We gotta do
I know, we probably do, and hopefully there is going to be a raid for it, but this I don't think is that. This one does seem to focus a lot more on the characters, right? If you simply look at the factions they're talking about, they put a list out of the factions, and one of them is Old Republic. How many ships does Old Republic have?
A lot.
In game.
Yeah, a lot. Oh, you said Old Republic or
Old
I'm thinking
Republic
Galactic
in
Republic.
game.
I apologize.
No. Galactic Republic does.
No, Old Republic has. Well, there's the Ebon Hawk.
That's it.
And let me hold on. I got this, Finn. I know the Ebon Hawk. Let me think. So there's the Ebon Hawk. I'm sure there's another one. They wouldn't make a faction like that with just one ship. Let me think.
I mean, I don't have an issue with them making the faction with just one ship, but my point is more to the fact that what we can probably expect is more of a focus on characters, because we know ships is not developed enough to the point where they can really support something like this, right? So if we're focusing on characters, that opens up a lot of things, and the Death Star would likely mean something more towards a character-based Death Star infiltration type of thing. Right, and that's what I'm kind of expecting to happen here, where it is going to be more of a focus on characters than it is ships. Maybe even completely neglect ships, like they kind of have done over the past, since they released Fleet.
Yeah.
And so if they kind of leave the Old Republic off to the side and they just focus on characters, forget about Fleet, they could make this very intriguing to something akin to mod challenges with better rewards. And I'm not opposed to that. Make it so that there's a few things that I would genuinely recommend, right? First thing, no 8 waves crap. Sorry, 8 waves is too much. You had 6 waves in light side hot TV,
especially if
and you realize that
was
was too much.
If there's going to be tiers, it doesn't need to be 8 waves, right?
Even if there's not tiers, 8 waves is too many for people to play if you are expecting it to be a challenge, right? Anything that's expected to be a challenge, it's too much.
You're not a fan of the 8-wave format.
No, 4 waves is perfect. They smartly went.
6?
I will give CG credit, right? They had 6 in light side hot TV.
That's true.
6 was too much. They went down to 4. 4 is a good number. It allows you to do everything the way you want to. You can still have that challenging now fourth wave as the second wave. You can have the final one instead of the 8th being the 4th. You put the challenge ones.
Carry the 2.
It gives people not like... It doesn't make it a tedious task. It makes it so it's something people want to replay. Look back at your Thrawn event, for example, Ranger.
I really don't want to relive that, you son of a bitch.
Well, just imagine this for a second. If you
How
get to
dare
the
you,
last
sir?
wave, if you get to the last wave and you have to repeat the other 7 waves because you died on the 8th wave, right? We were talking about cutscenes. Like, cutscenes were annoying enough. Can you imagine if you have to go through 7 waves of combat to get back to the 8th because you're only dying on the 8th wave?
I hate you.
Like, these are things that can get...
Why would you do this, Finn? Why would you bring up this PTSD for me?
I mean, the other way is that you just...
Do you know what I went through? You even created a montage for it.
I know. We need a montage.
Montage.
But I mean,
even
if you
Ranger
just do it
J
as
had a
one wave,
montage.
I mean, they do have events that only have the 1 wave, right? So I'm not opposed to that either. But 8 is too much. I think 4 or 1 is where you need to be.
I feel like you're making a Monty Python speech. 3 is the correct number. 4 is too much. 5 is right out of the question. 2 is fine in the reference to counting toward the number 3, 3 being the number, and the number was 3.
But I hope they take some of their feedback, because that was honestly one of the things I've been disappointed with these new tiers that they added to our regular challenges, right? Which is that they didn't take the opportunity to change the new challenge tiers that we get on these events from their 8 down to 4. Right, I thought for sure they were going to do that because that seemed like a good quality of life plus challenge to all players. Like, make it more difficult, make it only 4 waves so that they can constantly just go through the battles. But you don't give that opportunity. It's stuck on 8 waves with, again, the most ridiculous mechanism to make things harder. Full turn meter off at the bat, plus whatever ridiculous like 500 speed they have. So they all have like Galactic Legend speed. Like, it gets kind of stupid. But
Sure.
I really hope that they put more consideration into these Galactic Challenges. And
I do too.
not even a beta. I hope they do kind of a player focus group. Forget about beta. Player focus group. Just get their opinions. Whoever you want. I don't really care who it is.
I mean, we have RSG liaison services. Hire us. We'll do it for free.
I know. But they really do need to make sure.
We'll even get Urban Blaster to do it. I'm wearing this shirt. Urban Blaster. Look, there it is.
Yeah, I know.
We'll do it.
Doc Ravage, they do get full turn meter too. They have both. They have insane speed and full turn meter.
Yeah,
we've checked the turn meters before.
Let me tell you about that challenge tier 3 shit of late.
Yeah. No, they have both. They have, in fact, both, where they have full TM and they have like crazy insane speed.
It's nuts, and it's like I did. The last one was the Rebel one, and I went in there with full relic team, and I got to like wave 4 or 5, and every time they go first, even if you had like manipulated where you have turn meters, like it doesn't matter. Those buttholes are going first. I hates it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's what they do, and it's something we have to get used to. I will continue to kind of gripe on it, but it's something that's expected now with how they tune difficulty. And again, I think it's kind of a cheap way for them to do it.
I think so too.
But it's not every wave, Doc Ravage. It's the first wave. It's wave 1. The first time you enter the combat is full turn meter. The rest of them are all regular.
No,
it's not every single.
The Rebel one, all the Stormtroopers, no matter what turn meter I went into for that challenge tier 3 with the Rebel one, those buttholes were going first. It was really goddamn annoying. I was like, this is stupid. I mean,
well, some of it, to Doc Ravage's point, is fast speed. They do have them at ridiculous speed.
Yes.
But on wave 1, they give them full turn meter. That's what I think is lame.
And when you get like the Bounty Hunter one, which is a nightmare. I mean, I went in there with a fully relic badass Mando team, and I never got a turn. And by the time I got a turn, I already had lost 3 characters. I'm like, I'm not even bothering with this. What's the point? I can't even get a turn, even Relic 7. And I know Van Sil, the Bounty Hunter Whisperer, got to round 8. I mean, it's crazy, like how stupid it is. I'm kind of curious, Stanley. What do you think?
Sorry.
Okay,
what?
yeah. So those are Stanley's thoughts.
Stanley's collecting questions. He's not actually.
I just thought I just
tricked. He
doesn't play the game anymore. I just wanted to get his thoughts. Any thoughts?
This is bring up interesting thing though for Stanley. So you kind of heard us, right? They're doing something with the Death Star. They're introducing a new thing for the Galactic Challenges.
I kind of watched that video.
Okay, so question to you though. What would they have to do with the Death Star for you to actually maybe be interested to play again?
Make shifts good. I don't know. It's always been shit.
Let's fix everything. Introduce Galactic Challenges and fix everything. All right.
Okay. from the mouth of babes. So.
Oh my god.
I mean, you can't make that. That's quality. Quality.
That's
answer.
a legit answer.
Yeah, that's
quality. A legit answer.
You can't argue with it. Can't argue with that logic. So we have the data mine. Was there anything else in the data mine? I mean, it's pretty much everyone's talking about the Death Star stuff. Was there anything else of note from the data mine?
There was. There was also a new currency that we are.
Yes, I did see this.
So I don't know what it's going to be. We don't know specifically. But we are going to get a new currency, and what it's used for, we don't have full idea. It could be a shop currency. It could be a token currency, like we do the tickets.
It could be a hooker and blow currency. Just throwing it out there.
So, I mean, we have a few different stores, how different things are utilized, right? Potentially, it could be something that we can maybe trade directly to the Jawa scavenger for extra relic materials.
Nice.
It unfortunately may be associated with a new challenge of like unlocking it with again, I'm going back to the ticket system because again, going back to my original premise, CG likes to reuse things, right? So if they have this ticket system where doing light side battle gives you these tickets and doing dark side battles gives you these tickets, it's possible that you get the Galactic Challenge currency in the same way, right? And if you do it in the same way, that could potentially be difficult for people to handle.
I just gotta say, Steve V just popped in. He was like, "Hey, RSG!" I mean, he's super excited. I mean, he came in correct. He was just excited. Look how excited he is, Finn. I mean, Steve V, that's how you come in, man. That you get our attention, yelling and screaming. That's what I like to say. So, well done, laddie. Well done indeed.
So, few different possibilities on what exactly it could be used for, but that is what we are looking at.
Well, this is the thing. I'm hoping for Galactic Challenges does one important thing, or two important things, right? One, it's accessible to everybody, right? No matter what your roster is, you can do enough of it that you feel like you're accomplishing something. Maybe there are higher tiers that are really tough, but if you're a newer player, you kind of expect that, right? It gives you something to aim for, right? The other thing that I'm really looking out for in this is, what are the rewards? Right? What are the rewards for completing this? And if there is a new currency, will that currency offset the incredible gear crunch that is in the game still right now? I mean, the gear crunch, let's just be honest, is goddamn brutal. It is so brutal. And there's just, even with all the events and raids and stuff, it's so hard to get the gear that you need, right? And I think it's something that needs to be addressed. And if they can address some of it, I'm not saying solve the gear crunch with this new event, but if they can alleviate a lot of the pain, like especially like free to play players and younger players and people that are just playing the games can start off like, there's 8 tiers. I got to tier 6 and I'm getting some really good, stun cuffs and stun guns out of it. And I can do it a bunch and use the currency to get more. Hey, that's really good. I think you've done a good job, CG, if that's the case. As long as and also that the gameplay is really, really fun, right? Challenging, but not so challenging that you just want to go outside and stand out there naked and have people look at you wondering like why you're sitting there mumbling to yourself, just saying Star Wars over and over again. We don't want that kind of shit from this goddamn challenge. But if they can avoid that, I think they will accomplish something. So I've got my fingers crossed for Galactic Challenges, Finn. I don't know. CG's track record on new stuff it's not been good, Finn. It's not been very good.
Okay, so I don't really have
Although
anything...
the Luke event was goddamn amazing. If they pull some shit like that wizardry on the Galactic Challenges, I'm going to be pretty happy, Finn.
Okay, maybe this is this CG finity in me coming out, right?
Uh-oh.
But in all honesty, the stuff CG has put out content-wise, I mean, minus bugs and stuff, I don't think I've had an issue with most of anything they've put out.
Not since Galactic Legends. No, I haven't either.
No. Keep in mind, Galactic Legends are characters. I do not consider characters as content.
But they made it
I'm talking about
with like
raids,
the event.
TB, GAC, right? The mod challenges. I actually like the fact that it required you to have specific factions. I think that gave a lot of your other factions use, right? Because right now, I mean, we found some use for Jawas against Geos, but still a lot of people aren't using it because it is a major point drop to use that, right? So what are people using Jawas for the most part? I mean,
I use them as placeholders for mods right now.
But that's my point, right? When it was that Jawas were needed for mod challenges, people were working on it, right? So that's what I think the Galactic Challenges can do. They can, in fact, bring some life to some of these factions. And in general, the stuff that they've
Toss a pork nugget
reduced...
to your ranger, oh Valley of Plenty. Toss a pork nugget to your ranger, oh Valley of Plenty. Oh.
But in general, right, I haven't had an issue with when they release territory battles, territory wars, GAC, raids.
No, I think
right?
GAC has been very successful.
I'm not talking about difficulty. I'm just talking about the game mode itself.
Yeah,
then they have to tweak it because
GOTB.
they don't...
Ooh.
Well, Lightside GOTB was a skin of just all of the TBs in general, right?
Pretty much.
So TB in general is a game mode that I'm fine with. They have to tweak it, but we also know exactly what they're doing with Lightside GOTB. They're introducing something that was designed for months away from when they released it. I don't think that's a good idea.
God damn, that
maybe there's easy ways to boost your GP.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you
even
could
if you
boost
do, you
GP
still
and make
need
everything
12
easy.
million GP per person. I think the highest is what,
Yeah.
7 million something maybe.
Yeah. No.
I
It is
mean,
a very big increase to get to the maximum stars. It is correct. You're almost doubling everyone's GP, and in fact, you're basically fully doubling their ship GP, and it's like a 50% increase on
it's
their character GP.
ridiculous.
But so yes, but that has to do with the tuning of the difficulty, right? And that I think is a problem that'll be there regardless. I'm just talking about their game modes in general, right? I didn't have a problem with the mod challenges. I didn't have a problem with their concept of TV. Not difficulty, but just their concept of TV and the fact that you create this map and you kind of work your way through kind of like a war game like scenario, and you work
Sure,
your way through
but
these territories.
it was original when the first one came out, right? When we got the original Hoth, right? It was new, it was different. I didn't have a problem with it either. I thought it was creative. There was bugs with it, but it was still creative. But they took the idea and they just rehashed it and repackaged it 3 times over.
Correct.
And that's the problem I have with it. It's like
they haven't come up with anything new.
No.
That's been the biggest problem with CG, and why I started off by saying they try to reuse things as much as possible, and they're not
really not the way to go.
New content.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right? Players will continue to play TB. You can reskin TB. I don't think there's any issue with that, but you have to give players something new as well. Right?
Yeah, something
all the
exciting,
raids
different,
are distinct.
you know, something that to perk our interest, right? I mean, we've got all these characters. The thing is, yeah, it's a collection game, but it's a game where we want to take our toys and go outside and play with them, right? And you've got to give different, you know, we go to the playground and all you got is a sandbox and a slide. I mean, yeah, you can do the slide in the sandbox. It kind of reaches a point where you're like, okay, I've done that enough. But if you go to a playground that's got like swings and a slide and monkey bars and a sandbox and all these other different stuff that you can go and do things with, that's much better than, you know, than just the other that's just got 2 things. I mean, and if you are creative, then you get those parks that have not just that they have a slide, but they got like 10 different slides, and you're like, I'm going to try them all. You know, it's like that's where you really, you know, make it become popular and you want to go do it, right? You know, so that's the kind of mentality you have to think. I mean, I'm hoping CG is thinking outside the box, and good or fail, if they make the attempt and they fail, and but they tried, I'll give them a lot more credit than if they just try to rehash something like you're talking about, like the mod challenges stuff. If they just rehash that into Galactic Challenges, I'm going to be really disappointed, because I'm
not going to be as disappointed if they do it with the mod
I will
challenges.
be. Yeah, I will be. Maybe you won't, and that's cool. But I'm going to be disappointed because it's like, I get the fact that you will. But I'm encouraged by the fact that if you can use any team. However, if you use certain characters from teams, you get bonuses, and I think that's the way to do it. You're not subtracting from the event; you're adding to it, right? If you have these certain characters and factions, you get a bonus, and it makes it easier. Not that it won't be, you won't be able to do it with some other team, like say like Gas or a Galactic Legend. But you can go in there with these teams, and you know, for those that don't have Galactic Legends or something that could make it easy peasy lemon squeezy, you can go in with these factions and get those bonuses that really make it worthwhile. And then I agree with you on that working on those different factions to get those, you know, extra sauce bonuses will be really cool. So there's so
I'll give one more hint.
So much potential that they could do with
there
this.
is. And I'm going to give one more hint maybe to CG if they're listening, right? And I think this is something I'm going to guess
CG,
will work
if you're
for
out
you.
There, we need you to listen to this right now.
This is even if they this is even if they make Galactic Challenges a rehash of mod challenges, right? Here is kind of the big thing, and I'm hoping they picked up on this, because if they haven't, they're really not paying attention. If you look at what really resonated with the community, right? Raids, CLS event, the Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Malak events, and Jedi Knight Luke. The Rey and Kylo really didn't, right? Why? It is the experience of the player to kind of see back everything they experienced as a Star Wars fan. Right? That is what this community has and what keeps us going, which is the love for Star Wars. They know it more than anybody else. There are more competitors coming out with this kind of game format now than before, right? We see it with the Legos, we see it with Marvel Strike Force, this whole like collection RPG mentality game, Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them going along with this type of thing. What keeps the Star Wars community going? It is Star Wars, right? That is the main thing. What they did poorly with Rey and Kylo is make it one of the least compelling type of events, right? We rock, paper, scissored in the third tier, literally. Like, that does not bring the players into the event. You can make it as simple as look back at the old Ben versus Vader fight, right? That was maybe one of the simplest fights, right? But it was the whole concept of reenacting the movie that left players afterwards being like, holy crap, this was a really nice event. They made it like we went through the movie, right? So what is kind of the key to that? There's kind of almost like a boss as part of it, right? Not like TB, where it's just waves and waves of nameless clones over and over again, or like just these random geo scouts and spies and all this other. No, it is having a name to one of these. It's the nostalgia, exactly. So what they can
Which
do,
they nailed with the Luke event. That was
they did.
So
both Luke events were awesome.
Good, goddamn. The Jedi Luke event was goddamn fire. I mean,
it was.
I mean, and
I loved watching, even without me playing it, right, and not
so
wanting
good.
to get it because of whatever reasons I'm doing for GAC, right? I actually was tempted to go for it just simply to go through the event because the event is compelling. That's what they need to do with Galactic Challenges. Take more time if you need. I'll be honest. If you release something right now where players are waiting for something and you're kind of biding your time, which is fine, but the Galactic Challenges need to be their own little mini stories, right? And reenact something from Star Wars that each time we play, we're going through that sequence, right? We're at the end on Hoth. I don't know what would we do on Hoth? We're breaking in to the base, right? If they do what is the
well, I think for like Hoth TB, which would have been really cool, like the beginning of each event, like you would have done cutscenes from like Empire Strikes Back, like you see a cutscene of like if you're on the rebel side, you know, against the Empire, you see like the scene where the guy's got the binoculars, like, oh, Imperial walkers, we're basically hosts, you know, and then you get that sound over. You know, they could have done the sound effect. Imperial walkers shot at the north. You know, they could have done that, right? Or you see, like even before then, right? Before the TB begins, when you go into the TB, you see the Death Stars. You know, I'm sorry, not the Star Destroyers coming in around Hoth, and you're like, you know, you could have added those cutscenes and made that kind of just at the beginning. You only get it once, but when you first go into each of those, a cutscene of that would have added more dramatic thing. And then on the Empire side, you flip it. It's like you see the shuttle landing with all the Imperial, the Imperial walkers coming in, and then you can have that like, you know, Vader's on the thing. You see Vader's like, yes, Lord Vader, the shield will be down momentarily. Wait, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Or Mr. Potato Head.
That's what they need to do with these.
Yeah, that's
like
what
that's what
do.
I'm really hoping they do with these, right? And like I said, the content-wise, you put out stuff there, players will play it. It really is that simple. And for the players that play these games, they're looking at it from the reward perspective, right? They'll see whether or not the rewards are worth their time.
Yeah, the rewards you got to make worth, but if you make it a fun event on top of the rewards,
that's how you engage people instead of them just doing it for rewards.
Right.
You engage them by making it content they want to play, right? And that's what they need to do with Galactic Legends. I don't know what their plans are for
example, Jedi.
But this is actually
the Darth Revan story where you go through and do the events, and they actually had like little lore things. Brilliant, right? Yes. The Malak event, which I think is one of the best events they ever did, which is right out of the Knights of the Old Republic, where you see Malak there, just like in the game, and it was so well executed. That's the kind of stuff that they need to do. Where you got to do the event. Yeah, you're trying to get shards for the character, and you're trying to get rewards. But if the experience itself makes you feel that nostalgia when you first saw it, right? Then, goddamn, I mean, that's where it was, and that's what for me what Jedi Luke was. I mean, it was so well done, and they did a great job of incorporating the characters that you had relic into that. You had to have Relic CLS, and you had to go in there and fight with him. Then you had Relic Wampa, which you had to use. And they integrated the characters through the scenes throughout the movie of Empire Strikes Back that just made it so damn good. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I never thought that ever. Remember when we used to laugh at the boxes and stuff and the events and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they executed the shit out of those in that fight with Luke and Vader. Man, that was unbelievably good when that shit was flying at you and you had to make sure you had to hit it right or you're going to take some serious damage. I was like, this is so... I mean, if CG... See, this is the kind of shit that when CG does this stuff, it disappoints me when they don't do stuff like that. Because it's like you see the potential of what CG can do, and then they don't do it because either they get lazy or complacent or something. And I don't know what that is, but they need to stop that. Because if they did more shit like the Jedi Knight Luke event and encapsulated the stuff that they put in with the Jedi Knight Luke event and added some of the stuff that we were talking about, this game would be on a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, another level.
Yep.
I mean, unbelievable what they could be doing with this game right now. I'm excited. I'm hoping that's what we're going to get with Galactic Challenges and stuff like that, right? What if they do the Death Star run, right? Where you need ships.
I mean, would be pretty cool.
That first scene where you see the X-Wings going into the Death Star before you start making your run.
They could give us an NPC, like a player-controlled...
God.
They've done it before, right? Like a unit that's just available for players in the event.
Oh, my
right? They
God.
could do Luke's Red 5 as the leader that just given to us for that event.
Because you've already got Biggs and Wedge. You're just helping Red 5. God, they could do it. It would be great.
They could. I mean, there is a lot of potential for the Galactic Legends. The only thing I've never figured out about CG, right, is how they go about coming up with their ideas and building upon it.
Yeah.
Right? I love their ideas behind these. Again, I like the concept of mod challenges, TW, GAC, TV. I like the concept behind all of them. They just get to the point where then they don't, execute it correctly.
No.
Right? And players get frustrated. They get bored. It doesn't bring players in. It just kind of like, I just have to get through this now. That's not the way a game should be. The game should really be players wanting to do it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
How do you do it? You give them something new every single time, right? Not just rewards, but you give them a new experience somehow, right? You kill different things or you give them a different challenge every single time. The NPCs aren't exactly the same. There could be different paths that you do, like different objectives, right? You could do a light side versus a dark side, and it can be completely random which one you get for the day, right? You're either doing the light side on Hoth or you're doing the dark side mission on Hoth, and each one is its own you can build a lot of variations, a lot of nostalgia into every single event. They just haven't done that. They've gone, unfortunately, it seems like they've gone more of the lazy route.
Yeah.
Let's throw in Stormtroopers. Let's throw in some clone troopers. Let's throw in some random generic characters.
Yeah, I'll say that through the Galactic Legends, that was I agree with you 1,000%. That was kind of what it felt like the mentality was, right?
Mm-hmm.
But since then, the creativity they've come up with, from Mando on, Mon Mothma aside, I think she's okay.
Well, it's a marquee, right? Even
I know, but
even Mandalorian and Grief, they were just marquee events.
But I'm talking about the characters themselves. Really creative characters.
Okay, you're talking about the quality of characters now. You're not talking about the event.
But I'm kind of combining all of it, right? The quality of the character, the look of the characters, because that's been an issue in the past too of how they looked, right? Like Galactic Legend Rey. I don't know who that is. That ain't Daisy Ridley. I don't know what actress they modeled.
It looks more like Keira Knightley.
I don't know what that is, right? But since Mando came out, they've really stepped up their game with the quality of how the characters look. The kits have been really good. As much as I want to say...
Mon Mothma's hands are a little...
Well, yeah, but many Bothans died to provide you those hands, so be thankful.
No, Crumb specifically said Bothans did not die for it. So.
I don't know.
He had it in the post. He had it specifically in the post.
I think he's lying. I'm just saying. Mando, Grief, even Cara Dune, they look great. Cara Dune kit just doesn't fit at the moment, but it's still a pretty good kit, right? Then we got the Luke event, which is fantastic. The Vader rework that came out of nowhere, and I was like, God damn, that's fantastic, CG. Now Vader's really fantastic. Then we got 3 Baka, who is goddamn amazing. I mean, 3 Baka is a kit that I wanted to, for me personally, I've been working on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. That's the focus, but I am going to well out for 3 Baka. After really looking at it and what he can do and stuff, I think it makes sense to go for that character. Now, for me, I will get horrible RNG and get 5 shards every time, but I'll still go for it. So, Shit. But Mon Mothma was the only first time since Galactic Legend I was like disappointed, but I wasn't upset. Unlike Galactic Legends, right, with the event and everything that was associated with that. I was like, okay, it's a marquee. I didn't really care that much. I'm like, because of how good all the other characters and stuff have been through this year. Mon Mothma was a little bit of a letdown, but I can take it, right? And we still don't know if there's other characters coming in that will make Mon Mothma goddamn amazing, right? We still have characters that can introduce from Endor and other stuff with Rebels and Rebel fighters that we may be sitting here like 4 or 5 months from now going, that the Mon Mothma team's pretty goddamn amazing, with Mon Mothma and General Han and Leia and all that other good stuff that's out there. So we just have to kind of wait and see. Ever since the and I call it a disaster, Galactic Legends were a goddamn disaster. I think they've done a pretty decent job. I mean,
I unfortunately agree.
Yeah, I mean, they've been working hard in the background. I know Unity, and we can talk about this now too. There are a lot of bugs with Unity, but I've been talking about this on the lunch stream. That the Unity, like any new software that you launch, is going to have issues. Like I've been with companies, I know you have too, Finn, where they launch new software, especially if it's software they created, right? I don't care how much you Q&A and test that shit. When it goes live, it's a whole nother
something is bound to break.
Something is going to break, and unfortunately, we're getting a lot of the bugs that are associated with it. That's fine. Now, the thing that CG has to do is they have to get it corrected sooner rather than later. They can't let this shit linger because the player experience is also part of this. If the game keeps crashing on them, who wants to play a game that keeps crashing, right? Especially during key stuff like GAC and Arena and things like that. Horror stories I heard from this weekend with TB is like, was in TB, doing great, game crashed. It's like, oh no. It's like,
I think with CG it's going to be more than that though, right? So I am one in general, right? And you guys can go back and check. I have been pretty lenient with CG on bugs, specifically for this reason, right? Understanding that the rollout of games like this can definitely have a whole bunch of bugs. If you guys aren't familiar with it, most of the time, I don't know CG's particular setup, right? But most of the time, they have their live environment, they have a test environment, right? And you roll things out to the test environment, you try to sync up the test with the live, you do stuff in the test environment. There's a limited, it's not everybody on there, right? People are accessing the live environment, but they work on the test environment, they make the changes, they try to make sure everything works, and then they push it out to the live environment. Well, just naturally, there are things that are happening on the live environment that are not going to happen on the test, right? Just the volumes of players, the different amounts of things that are being tested, even unless you get like a huge test group, a lot of your stuff that you're going to roll out is not going to be tested. So you try to mitigate those as much as you can. You also rely on the players reporting the bugs, right? So for me, I don't have an issue with the bugs, right? But just think about how different everything would feel if CG at the end of this week just came out and said, we've been updating Unity. We have noticed that there have been some crashes in the game. We are sorry about this happening to GAC. So we are awarding the entire player base 100 crystals. Just end it right there, right? Just give 100 crystals. It's not even a lot, right? 100 crystals isn't a huge amount. It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
That's still an issue.
It's the thought
that's
that
an issue.
CG is saying, like, we understand that there is a problem. We are working to fix the problem. Here is 100 crystals, not 3 chewy shards. Don't do the mockery thing with this, but 100 crystals, and let players kind of be okay with the fact that, okay, they've acknowledged there is something wrong. They're trying to give us some compensation, and then let them try to work on it. But they don't do that, right? They stay in silence, and I understand why. Most of the time, the player base just goes and starts screaming at them. It's probably difficult on them to try and relate to the community if the community is just always yelling at them if something goes wrong, right? Something like this, it is frustrating. You lose your GACs and you lose that one matchup, right? And it hurts. You had that same thing happen, right? It sucks. But if you take a step back, it's one of those things like, yeah, it sucks. I really wish it didn't happen, but I understand that they're updating it. Let's see what CG does. And then their silence is what speaks more volumes than the bug, right? So CG really just needs to come out and say, yeah, we know that there's some bugs with the update. We're looking into it. Let's just give the players 100 crystals. Let them know, and if it continues on and continues to get worse, we can maybe give them something else or provide some kind of event, something, right? But their silence is more hurtful than the bugs itself, and I don't think they've realized how big PR is to keep a player base from being unhappy. That is why the player base gets upset.
Absolutely.
It's that they are quiet at the worst times and they speak at the at the worst times as well. Like, they don't do these at the right times. And I really wish they did have more focus on PR.
It's just engagement. Like, if you're constantly engaged with the community, you really mitigate a lot of this stuff, right? And real quick, Kessel Runner says, "Are you going to stream your $300 box unlock? Probably will cost me that, but yeah, I will. I always stream that stuff just so you can see me suffer in pain and just misery."
Aren't you doing that at midnight? Oh no, your Baka. That's your
Baka. We'll do that like next week or something.
Okay.
I'll do that. We're oh god, 5, 5, 5. Oh, I got a 7. 5, 5, 5. Meanwhile, Cubs is over there getting 330. Son of a bitch. Or I'll get a message from Loki. Hey, I just got the new character for. I got 165 pull. I'm like, Loki, just die, just die, man. And you always send it to me when I'm doing it live. But yeah, I will do that live because my misery is what you guys want to see. But no, I think that's the one thing that CG's still lacking on, man. You nailed it correctly. Is just the lack of communication consistently, right? They do communicate, but it's the consistency, and then not just the communication, but engagement, right? If you're constantly engaged with your community, and it's one of the things I've always faulted them for. I actually wrote a paper about this. It was one of my main thesis for graduation. Like, why CG Capital Games is failing. And the biggest number one reason was communication. I looked at other games. I compared them to FX lightsabers, right? I looked at FX lightsabers and I compared them just as a company, right? With Star Wars as the theme. Because I thought about doing Battlefront 2, like, that would be a dumpster fire too. So I'm like, what's a successful Star Wars franchise company that's actually making quite a profit? And then I looked at FX lightsabers. And if you look at FX lightsabers, they have a forums too, just like CG. They also have a YouTube page. And on top of the YouTube page, they actually send their shit to people that really look at their lightsabers and will look at them and test them out for them. So they've got that going for them. Then they have advertisement that blows CG out of the water. I mean, they really do a good job. Like, I actually saw an advertisement with the StarWars.com, and then what popped up? FX lightsabers. And then, they push like, hey, is your kid going to Disney World and going to be your Padawan? Hey, have you looked at Star Wars FX lightsabers? Like, god damn, that's brilliant. CG's
I got a Star Wars edit. I got a SWGOH at an Applebee's.
Did you?
It's the little kiosk.
Yes,
thing,
I know exactly. Yes.
I got a little Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes ad on there one time. I was like, okay, maybe they are doing something with that.
But I mean, when you compare two Star Wars franchises, right? Totally separate. One's games, one's a product. They're both products, but one's a game and one's an actual, item. FX lightsabers blows them out of the goddamn water. And when you look at their forums, devs all over the place, just constantly talking about the new lightsabers they put out, what people think, engaging them. They don't just let people say stuff. They really challenge them, like, on their opinions and stuff. Like, what do you mean? And they're not being defensive or anything. They're just being like, hey, what do you mean by that? When you say this improvement, give us more information. And that's why they're so successful. That's why people will pay the amount. If you've seen what an FX lightsaber goes for, especially one of the top of the line ones, people pay out the ass for those. And you see why, because one, they make a great product, but they're engaged with their customers to always improve the product and to showcase it. They do get a great job of marketing. And I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. CG, if they just did half of what FX lightsabers were doing, good Lord, man. I mean,
give them a quarter, man. They're
quarter.
Right now not even. What is we're coming out this week, right? And we're talking about the data mine and some of our expectations, but it's because CG hasn't said anything in over a week. And honestly, if you look at what their last forum post was, I think it was about the fact that there was the issue with the crossover, right? They put the August calendar, and then the account transfers would be temporarily disabled. Like those were the last 2 posts that they had.
You and me have
Like,
talked.
this is-
Here's the thing too. Like you and me have talked to Crumb. We've actually had the privilege of multiple occasions talking to Crumb and getting to know him. Great guy. Put his ass on YouTube and let him answer and talk about shit, man. What are y'all doing?
I would actually say that wouldn't work well either. So
But doing that,
I mean, it could, right? I'm not saying it's bad, but I actually think it would be better. They don't have to be game changers, but go out to people in those. If you give yourself for an interview, I think that would be better than your own YouTube channel.
How about even this YouTube channel where the dev is playing the game on YouTube and streaming it with interacting with the people while it's going on and can see the shit that we are seeing. How about that? I mean, that is a simple thing, man, that you could do that would just, the people get to know you as a developer. They see you playing the game. You're interacting with them. Like you can have 2 people doing it. One watching the chat, both of you playing the game, interacting.
They do it with their charity streams. They do it in that same
they're
format.
not even
they play
doing
other
their games.
but...
They play other games, and so we know they're capable of doing it. So I mean, that would be a brilliant way for them to really engage the community, you know. And I mean, of course, you have to have limitations. I mean, as a community member, you can't expect them to say, "Hey, what's coming out next month?" They're not going to tell you that, and you should know better, right? They're not going to tell you like what's coming down the pipe. They can tease things, right? You know, they can do things like that. Like, imagine all those puzzles and stuff. Imagine if Crumb came on and did it on their YouTube channel and just did the, all right, folks, here's the puzzle. Who's going to solve it? And then solve it with them as people give them answers on YouTube and try to come up and then talk about the new stuff coming on. And then, bam, introduce the new character once it's solved. I mean, that would be goddamn amazing. But they don't do shit like that because they're not being creative enough with their communications. And I just don't understand.
And I don't know what their limitations are on their communication policy either, right? We
either.
know that they have a lot of, I'll just use this word kind of loosely, but you know they have a lot of masters at CG between Lucas and Star Wars and then EA as well. They have a lot of people that they have to kind of get clearance for in order to do certain things. So I understand that there is that bureaucratic red tape for a lot of these things that we're discussing, right? But these are all things that don't cost a lot, honestly, to do and will actually benefit the health of the game from the player perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you're seeing right now, unfortunately, with the silence is more negative things from the player base, right? They got a little lucky, honestly, with the data mine. And I'm sure they know this, that when they update something in the game, they have the data miners that'll find it and talk about it. So they don't necessarily have to say anything. But if it wasn't for the data mine, this week would have been all about the bugs in the game and the game's crashing. Like that's the only thing that would be discussed. And the data mine helped them in that case. And again, I think they are smart and understand. Like players are data mining. I don't think they mind, and I think it gives the conversation. But CG should be the one that is leading the conversation. Like just a Crumb could have put an empty post in the dev announcement and just put that Death Star picture and just left it. Like nothing more. Just put the picture of the Death Star. Done. You would have had the community talking the entire time, speculating, is this about Galactic Challenges? Is a raid coming? Are we going to get the trench run? Is Porkins finally coming to the game? And was Crumb lying? Like, you could have had all of these discussions with Crumb posting one single picture. Yeah. He does that with his puzzles, right? Like, and they're missing out on opportunities. I think Crumb has a good relationship with the community. Right. Yeah. I think the problem is that, and I know this was kind of during the whole Arnold thing, and I'll kind of use the term, the whole free Crumb thing is in fact probably somewhat true. I don't know why Crumb is not posting more. Crumb is a very nice guy, and he is very relatable. He's just a down to earth kind of guy when you talk to him. I mean, he just plays games like most of us, and he just is not. He does. He kicks ass in a lot of games, and yes. Ultimate Chicken Horse, there is a rematch hopefully going to be happening at some point. But yeah. So he is just kind of a regular guy, but not posting a lot on the forums. And I don't know why. Right? We haven't had a Q&A in a long time. And actually, I am okay with that. Because I think the Q&A, the way they were doing it, did more of a disservice to them than a service. Yeah. Because their answers were wrong. It was put in an awful way. The whole like editing forum posts as you were going live with no way of actually monitoring when an edit happened and where it happened in this like lengthy essay post. It was poor, right? It was a poor way of doing the communication. I want them to do the Q&A, but in a better format. But they haven't done anything, right, since the Q&A for a while now. When was the last Q&A? March? April? Something?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while since they've done a Q&A. And again, I'm sticking by what I said. I am glad they're not doing a Q&A. If their only alternative is that crappy way of doing it on the forums, then I am glad they're not doing it. Because
hey, it's easier on my voice. I don't have to do 20 characters. So, I mean...
It also, every time that happened, it made CG look worse. Between the misinformation, the poor way it was being done and communicated to the community, like it made it worse every single time. They hurt themselves with it. And it was a nice way of them chewing it. Like the concept of the Q&A, I still don't understand why they don't just ask the questions, get the answers, and just do one big post at that time and let players just read and have at it. But they do this weird format. So we haven't seen that. I mean, there's a lot that CG can do that I think is very simple. That's a tweak on stuff that they've already done, and then they can engage the community. And that's what I'm hoping more so than anything else, what Galactic Legends does. I hope they take the Unity update and the introduction of the Galactic Challenges as a way to maybe on their end say, this is a reset about how we are going to deal with the community. Let's take Galactic Challenges as a new base for us. Maybe the players won't accept it. Maybe the players won't forget the past. But we are going to pretend like the past didn't happen, and we are going to make everything better for the way we think it should be rather than the way it has been. And if they go with that mentality, I think it would be much, much better.
Ray Rock says CG stopped doing the Q&A probably because he got tired of seeing Harry Carey and the Swedish Chef.
I mean, it might not be wrong, but that's what happened. Friggin' CG Miller talking through Harry Carey and giving poor information. Like, that's what happened last time. We literally had to stop in the middle because of the poor information from CG Miller about defense. Like, I mean, that's what happened. So they have opportunities. I hope they capitalize on it, and we'll see what they do with Galactic Challenges. But yeah.
All right. Well, we've covered that. That's pretty much the only topic we really had, so we can start getting into some fun stuff. Finn, if you want to start collecting the lists, figure out like I think I'll do the shout outs in Trump voice tonight. I don't know what you think, but I thought that would be fine unless someone has a different suggestion. But let's.
It's gonna be Kermit.
It's gonna be Kermit. Okay, we'll do Kermit.
Kermit's going to be the suggestion, always.
Yeah.
Asuka's in the chat.
I know, can't get enough Kermit.
You can just hush.
I will not hush. God damn it, Dodge. Thank you for the 50 bits. Says you can just hush. Get old McVenom. I am jumping on the State of Survival stream just to give her endless shit. I think it's due. I think it's time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to invade Friday, so... Don't say anything. Let's just make it a surprise. I'll just pop in.
You just said it on stream.
Yeah, but she doesn't.
She's not going to be happy with you, by the way.
She's not going to.
She's not.
I know.
She's not going to be happy.
Yeah, but the other guys love it.
She has a particular way to do. She does
you
her
can
stream.
just hush.
I don't even go on. That's right.
I know. It's going to be great.
This is a really bad idea.
If she's going to ignore me, I'm going to force the issue, Finn. So.
Why is she ignoring you?
I don't know. She just doesn't. She doesn't.
She's not ignoring you.
She doesn't write. She doesn't call. She doesn't tag me anymore. You know, she's grown up. She's left the.
She wasn't doing that really to begin with, anyway. She's a very independent woman.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Asuka said Kermit. John Moran said Pumat Soul.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could be Pumat Soul, but most of the people here wouldn't have a clue about what I'm doing. It's a D&D character. Finn might have a little pee come out of him, but it might be a little magical pee, you know. So
that makes me happy.
Yeah, I did. If you guys didn't see the D&D stream on Saturday, I did.
Yep, episode 2 is on YouTube now as a VOD, so you guys can definitely
check that out. But Finn, I knew he was going to go there. I knew what was going to happen, so
I wasn't even the one that suggested going there.
No, I tried to lean to other places, but everyone kept going magic. I'm like, well, there's only really one magical place that you're going to go for your magical needs. So,
oh, Finn was excited. Finn was ecstatic that we were going to the Invulnerable Vagrant. That was fantastic.
Okay. All right, right, let's do our shout outs for all of our peeps from the different levels of stuff. We got our Patreons. So thank you to all these wonderful folks that you see scrying up here on the screen. These are our Patreon supporters. It can be even $5. It can be anything. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, the link is down below. You get some special. We do special stuff with our Patreons. We're going to be doing something this Friday, hopefully, if everything works out correctly. Friday's going to be a busy day. We got State of Survival. Then we're going to do stuff with the VIPs, Patrons. Then I'm going to go jump over and do Heinz's grid session, which is goddamn madness. Watching that preloader do his thing. Jesus Christ. Oh, Finn, you've never seen such mad. I don't know if you'd be able to handle yourself, Finn. So he keeps asking when you're going to come get drunk with us, but...
I don't stay up that late.
I know. I try to tell him, but he doesn't listen. So I'm probably Saturday morning, Finn, you'll be doing the Jedi Academy by yourself.
I'm kind of expecting it.
Yeah. When I'm doing, I mean, oh boy, it's pretty awful. Because me and all the other guests are drinking scotch and bourbon and whiskey, and he's sitting there drinking beer. It's like, okay,
he has to host, so yeah.
Get out of here.
That's smart of him.
No, it's not. So what is on Twitch or YouTube, Ranger? Saturday at 8 p.m. is the D&D stream that we do live, right? That's for the D&D stream, the Wildmount campaign. And then we upload it usually Monday or Tuesday. It gets uploaded on YouTube, Finn? It's on YouTube right
now. The D&D campaign?
Yeah.
The D&D campaign. I haven't set a set schedule for it. I think I'm going to target Tuesdays moving forward. I did it Monday this time, kind of testing out how to do it. The first time we did a replay on Twitch. This time I just went straight to YouTube. We're going to play around a little bit with how we do the VOD availability. But I think it's going to be Tuesday moving forward as the day that we put it on YouTube. But it is streamed on Twitch, and on Twitch it'll be available as a VOD afterwards until whenever.
Yeah, as long as you're subbed, you can check it out. All right, next we got our Twitch subscribers. Thank you for all these wonderful folks. This is a long list, Finn. If we want to, I don't know, talk about our feelings.
You can increase the speed, too. Just saying. You can increase the speed of the scroll. Yeah, go to the filters, and then go to the scrolling, and you can increase the speed a little bit. I would use the up arrow and not the scroll bar, because that would go way too fast.
I have vertical speed at 50. What should I increase it to?
Make it 60.
I'm going to go 75.
Okay, go 75.
Let's see if that helps. There we go. That's much better.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting the names a little bit faster. So there we go. Because I was like, boy, this is going to be a little bit of a while there, Finn, before we get through all these names. God, that even seems slow. Ew.
You can make it faster. I mean, there's a lot of them, and you can read them pretty quick. You can probably even make it.
I'm not going to read that. There's too many names. We used to read all the names.
No. We used to. We have
there's no
way too
way.
many people.
We have way too many. So
now we have
now.
this screen.
We have to do the scrolling now. But we want to make sure everybody's name gets. That's a. Especially on Twitch and YouTube and Patrons, you want at least to let your name scroll through once so you can get the recognition that you deserve. Because we couldn't do this without you, and the reason that we do all this stuff and the stuff that we go through is for you guys. Because God damn, it's all about making you guys happy and having fun, and that's what we're here to do. So there you go. And we're almost done with Twitch, and then we'll get to the YouTube members, and that'll be a little bit shorter list, but. We're right at the end here, Finn. Then we can scroll over Ziglet, Zolov, Zebra. There we got it done. All right, let's go to the YouTube members. There we go. Got all the YouTube members scrolling through. Yeah, that's a little bit shorter list, but you can check out all this stuff. You can check Twitch out, and you can sub on there. Get all the sound bites that you can play that you saw people playing. Not so much tonight. The skewers have been a little quiet tonight, Finn. We've had a few little things, but
we had a nice, serious discussion.
Yeah, we had a nice little talk, and a little talk. But you can have fun over there, and then we have Streamlabs, but we do also have our Patreon, and so you want to become a patron and just support us every month, you can. YouTube, you can sponsor us. You get all the cool little emojis. You see people popping in, like the pickles, and I blame Finn, and all that other stuff. So, cool stuff, and then you become a VIP, and then you get all the fun little off-stream stuff that we do with the VIPs and Patrons and stuff like that. So, there's lots of ways you can support the channel. All right, I'm going to speed this one up, too. Well, it's on the M's. Maybe I don't need to speed it up.
No, the Patreon one should be fine.
No, the YouTube I thought was going to be okay. So we get the S's, so we're getting there. So, yep, Dodge, that is you, RC Dodge. There you are. So there you go. Mm-hmm. He goes, hey, that's me. Well, yes, it is you. Your name there, and then now we're back to Meow Meow and back to the top of the list. All right, we did it, Finn. We got it all done. So, oh no, did we decide on like what?
Costco wants Kermit.
She did donate. All right. Let's do Kermit. All right. Let me highlight. All right. Here we go. Let's do Kermit the Frog with the shout-outs. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Kermit the Frog here for Sesame Street News here at RSG because these buttholes force me to do this kind of nonsense, and so I stand before you a broken and bitter frog. Yeah, I could be having some quality naked time with Miss Piggy, but I'm stuck reading your damn names. So let's do this. So first up is the person that requested this. Thanks, Meow Meow. You're swell. Bimatsu, who's the spam lover, is here. CBO 97. He was in the military and Rangers Brother in Arms. This is a new name, Psycho Drums. So I like that name. Very well done. We have Dexatronic, Darstein 1972, Doc Ravage, Feed Zeke, Go Cowboys, Grim, Hermit Fulgrim, John Moran, aka the artist formerly known as John Moron because of Grande's ability not to read. We also have Lord Megatron and all the Decepticons, more than meets the eye. Mario Madness. That's M&M's you don't want to be having associated with yourself. Ouchie girl. I got a frog in my throat. Ouchie Dumpling. Ray Rock. Rosa972. Ronan Zai. Rose Taco, our favorite person who hates Finn more than I do. Shadow Vel, our H-Town representation of the Skewer Nation. Skywalker Vader, eh? Up there in Canadian freezing his titties off. Yay! Torn Jacks, What Else 73, Wolfville, Utah, and Zolot Zebra are all the only people that spelled the word friend correctly. We're going to have to do some Sesame Street shit to get this straightened up. Learn how to spell, people. Yay!
There we go. All right. Sanely, you have the questions?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What else do you expect? It's Sanely. Sanely is reliable. All right, Sanely, let's go to it.
Thane Kyrell, question for Ranger. Where is Finn's boyfriend, that scribble guy?
What? I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. What do you know what he's talking about, Finn? I don't know what that referencing toward.
Repeat the question? I don't understand the question.
It's a question for Ranger. Where is Finn's boyfriend, that scribble guy?
I have no clue.
Finn's boyfriend, that scribble guy.
I don't know. I'm just Ron Burgundy. I'm just reading the questions.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea.
Oh,
Ronan's Eye saying it was talking about Scribe.
Oh, not Scribble guy, Scribe guy. Okay, yeah. No, he came on last Wednesday, but it's really early in the morning for him to be doing that. But he was on the lunch stream, I think.
It was late at night, yeah. He
was on Monday, the lunch stream, yeah. So.
Yeah, he said he was going to try and join on the lunch stream.
It's more, right when he gets off done with work and stuff and stuff. So he might have jumped on today, but he was going to a birthday party. But he's got an open invitation, so he can pop in whenever he wants. So there you go. When you said Scribble guy, I was like, what the hell's the scribble guy, man? What the hell?
I know. Yeah, okay. It makes more sense now.
Science.
Danilo Papayas, question, when will we get Galactic Legend Rose Tico?
Never. Not on my watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even I don't think Rose is a Galactic Legend. Sorry. I love Rose Tico. She's a hero of the Resistance, but no, not a Galactic Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf Fell, question in Ranger's Seinfeld voice. Where's the state of the galaxy?
Where's the state of the galaxy? I want to know. What's the deal? There you go.
On Q&A or the Imperial TIE Bomber?
What's the deal with the Q&A? It makes no sense, Finn.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
So
we
the Q&A, I think it makes sense because I don't know if they can do it in any other format, and I think the format they were doing it in was worse, and they were also getting information incorrect, unfortunately.
All right.
So I think Q&A for now, if
Mhm.
they cannot do it in any other way, then it serves them a disservice to do it. So I'm fine with them not doing a Q&A. Kind of speaks poorly to the fact that they have no other way that they can do a Q&A, but I'm okay with them better than doing it as that forum post.
Sure.
State of the Galaxy, we should hopefully get one. We did not,
Soon.
which is sad, but nah, we're late already.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a State of the Galaxy, but I don't know if they're doing that anymore. I actually found Top Hat's State of the Galaxies more informative than the Roads Ahead, since he's kind of done that, and now he's not staying on top of the State of the Galaxy, so it's a little kind of now it's a little concerning. So we'll see about that, and then the TIE Bomber, I think is either this week or next week.
Something along those lines.
I think it's this week actually. I think it's this week.
I thought it would be this
should
week,
live.
if not no later than next week. That I thought they'll release the TIE Bomber.
Yeah. So I think we should be close with the TIE Bomber.
Yeah, science.
Finn Kyrell, question for Millennial Finn.
Uh-oh.
After seeing how many lovely ladies play State of Survival, I am once again left wondering how many more contestants can we have in the celebrity dating game now?
Oh.
Ouchie hates all of them, so yeah, none of them. Okay, next.
What?
They're my State of Survival friends. She hates all of them. All right, next question.
I love them. They're great. I even hang out with them every Friday just to hang out with them.
Darth Cyan 1972, question Infinity. So you'll tell people for roster reviews to do better in arena and how, but you don't care about your own arena. So aren't you like a parent who says, do as I say, not as I do? LOL.
Yes.
Nope.
So do it.
No. In fact, if you listen to my roster reviews, the first thing I always ask them is what their intent is with the game.
I know, but Finn's just giving off, he's giving good advice, but I'm the one
Yeah,
that's...
Ranger's the one that does the stuff that gets you towards high arena and stuff. If you ask me, my first question to you is, what is your spending level and what is your purpose in the game?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you want to go for fun, there is a completely different way that you play than if you are competitive. I used to play for competitive. I now feel like as a free-to-play player, unless I was way too focused on one single game that I'm willing to be, that I am unable to keep up with the trends of this game to be in a competitive mode. I have shifted my mindset. Yeah,
that's my job.
I have shifted my mindset to the point where now I am doing things for fun, and the way I build my roster is completely different. And it's the same way I would recommend anybody else that is free to play, that does not really enjoy Grand Arena, or does not enjoy Arena, but enjoys Grand Arena, which is where I am, and enjoys Territory Wars. I would tell you to build your roster different than if you're trying to be competitive and get your best payout. So no, my suggestions,
it's just
if
a
you
different
ask me
perspective.
for a review,
It's just a
my
different
suggestions
perspective.
to you will always be based on how you want to play the game. I will never suggest getting rank, a whole course for rank 1 if you have no interest in doing Squad Arena. There's no point in it. If you're not doing Squad Arena, why would I try to get you for rank 1?
Even if that's the case, if Finn, where Finn is at, that's the mod whisperer over there. Dude can break down your roster with your mod and say, "No, that's crap." So I mean, so you can. It's just a matter of perspective and what you're wanting to do.
No, Doc Rabbit, it's not that competitive doesn't equal fun. It's more for free to play, right? That's why I ask your spending as well.
Yeah,
free to plays are going to have a difficulty keeping up with Galactic Legends in this game. They accelerated Gear 13 and Relics way too quickly. And because of that, there is a backlash in this game. That if you are focused on Relics and Gear 13, they are introducing new things in this game based on Relic 6 and Relic 7. So unless you are Relic 6ing and Relic 7ing a whole bunch of your roster, you are going to fall behind on the new content. And we know that CG will target the new events to use characters that most people do not have Relic. Right? That's what they always do. That's why I think these Rebel fighters may be related to a Galactic Legend coming, because it just seems inevitable that they're going to do that. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you are a free-to-play, you have to determine whether or not you want to play competitive, and that is where you get your enjoyment, or whether you're just going to work on characters like you like Urban, for example, right? He works on Lando. He works on Lobot.
Oh,
like,
yes,
I have
he
no
does.
issue with that. I still tell him that it's not a good idea to relic it because once you face a Galactic Legend, you're screwed.
Yeah.
GAC is not going to be fun if you face a Galactic Legend.
If you don't have one, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, next question.
John Moran. Question, would this mean they will introduce a tag for characters nobody has leveled or geared for challenges?
No. I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. I mean, it would be like bounty hunters or scoundrels or empire or rebels, something along those lines. I don't think it's going to be anything like guys with hand pistols. That will not be a faction you'll see in the game anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, people that wear masks, go forward and try to complete one of these Galactic Challenges. Like, wait a minute. There's only so many people with... Oh, shit. So, God damn, this means all my rebels, they don't wear a lot of masks. God damn it. So, no.
N.R. Wilson. Question, you guys excited about Cam?
No. No.
There's another character just
His-
thrown into an overweighted
I mean...
light side GOTB.
He's good. His kit's really good, but I mean, when you...
His kit looks good.
Yeah,
no one's really tested him.
I mean,
It's the most ridiculous
it's
thing.
ridiculous. I mean, I'm 40
This character
right now.
has been the most... has been like the longest in the game that nobody has unlocked.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. I think he has been in the game longer than people took to unlock raid characters.
No,
like,
you're
it's
on.
silly.
It's ridiculous. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wolf
Next
Fell.
question.
Yeah, Wolf Fell. Question, did CG put too much into GL than just making good content? In my first year, they had 3 legendary characters and 1 ship and 2 epic confrontations. Next 10 months, 1 legendary and the GL.
Well, GLs, I think, like Lightside GOTB, in my opinion, was where they got really lazy. Like, it was like, let's just throw that out there and make it extremely difficult to get to. That way it gives us time to work on other stuff and get it out there, because they just didn't have anything. I mean, they mentioned a raid that they were working on, but I mean, for them, they looked at it like a stopgap more than making great content and great stuff that we would like be all over. And I mean, I know there's people that worked on the Galactic Legend event, but I mean, that event was so cookie cutter and just so not well thought out and not creative. I mean, the paper rock scissors thing just drives me bad. And I'm getting ready to do it again with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and I'm not looking forward to it, because it is so boring and monotonous and just stupid. It's like, okay, I got to do this 3 times. God help me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I guess now we're getting poured into title movies. I'm just going to ignore that, because that's going to get us into trouble.
RSG Dodge. Question, Ranger J 1999. Would you just hush?
No, I will not. It's not what I'm here to do.
Next.
And you're not McVenom.
Ouchie Dumpling. Question, when did I ever say I hated the people who play State of Survival? Take that back, Finn. Don't get me in trouble with people I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh no! Did I make an inference about you, about something you did, without being correct?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be as bad as me just saying that I was gonna abandon, like you were gonna abandon us just because you play Don't Starve all the time. That would be so awful.
Yeah, they were landing on pretty thick
Never...
in the pre-stream for Finn, and Finn was crying. Okay. It was pretty bad.
Okay, yeah. I guess it's kind of bad to say these kind of things.
Yeah, when you
about
say stuff like that, you hurt people's feelings. It's not fun. I don't like it. You know, I mean, you know, Finn's gonna abandon all you guys and all this other stuff. Finn actually left because he was so distraught with just pain and misery. You guys would think that he would leave his friends behind. So, yeah.
You can just hush.
Well, no, I guess Dodge says you can just hush. Well, remember that, Dodge, when you send me a message in Discord, I'm just going to be like, well, you can just hush. I just put that image up there. You can just hush. Oh, that's fantastic. I can't remember what that movie's from. I know what movie it is. I just can't think of the title. I remember actually that scene. I'm like, oh my God. That's so well done. All right, next question.
That was all the questions.
Oh my God, Finn, we got through all the questions.
Hooray!
I don't know. You want to order pizza or go watch some anime? What do you want to do, Finn? I mean, we're just sitting
Why don't we
here.
go hang out in Discord? We haven't done a
I mean, yeah, you
a Discord
can.
voice.
Yeah, I guess you can. I'm gonna go take.
I'm gonna do an after party if you guys want. It's not really. It's me, so it's not a huge amount of party.
I mean,
it's still.
I mean,
Discord.
before you go to State of Survival full time, I mean, you can finally, catch Finn before he makes that huge leap. Never gonna
I am
give
gonna
you
stream
up. Never gonna let
Never gonna
you
let you
down.
down.
Never gonna
Never
tell a lie. Desert you. There you go.
I am gonna be streaming State of Survival tomorrow. Actually, around 7.
Oh yeah.
There's another zombie event.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have GAC day. So tomorrow's schedule will be lunch stream, and I'll do my GAC then, and then Finn will do his afterwards, and then tomorrow night.
I'll
he'll
have mine
do-
in the afternoon. I think around. Let me double check. I can give you.
What time are you roughly looking at?
Let me see. It will be around 2. It should be good at 2.
Okay.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, that makes sense. So there you go.
It's RSG and Pickle Time. RSG and Pickle Time. RSG and Pickle Time. Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? Now there he go. There he go. There he go. There he go. RSG and Pickles. RSG and Pickles. RSG and Pickles. RSG and Pickles. With the RSG and Pickle. RSG and Pickle. RSG and Pickle with the baseball bat. RSG and Pickle. RSG and Pickle. RSG and Pickles with the baseball bat.
Very nice. RSG
There you
Dodge. Get the
Thank
old
you, RSG
pickles out
Dodge.
and whip them and go crazy. Very nicely done. All right. Well, with that, I think we can wrap it up. If you want to go hang out with Finn, you can. He'll be in the Discord. I've had a long day of painting.
Before apparently I'm kicked out of the community.
Yeah. So, sad day in Canada and therefore the world with this sad news. Sad day.
Yeah, they're kicking me out.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to say. Just tough times. But anyway, Moss sent a chat. She's like, stop! Moz. All right, Moz. I need to give you a class on
Bane is like
nonsense.
McVenom left us already, so it's only a matter of
It's
time.
all tongue in cheek, Moz. It's not really happening. It was just we're just fucking around. It's ironical. We're being ironical, Moz. It's not really happening.
You don't have to apologize.
Oh
Maz.
my God.
Silly.
Moz, it's tongue in cheek. It's a skit. It's a play. It's a way of just having fun with it. So it's not. Although Finn is Moz playing us to say that because Moz, being the true ginger manipulator that she is using that as a way to manipulate us about doing what we were saying, playing into the thing that was not really a thing. So
Yeah.
that's some next level stuff from Moz.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just throwing that out there. She's quite the intelligent young lady there. So
I'll say yes.
yes. I mean, she's a daywalker like me. That's the things we do. So
Come hang out in Discord.
yeah, just coming on Discord. It's not real. It's all a skit. It's not real, Moz. Don't feel bad because we're playing around.
It is not going to be your fault if I leave.
Oh my God, Moz, you are
silly
way
Moz.
too sensitive, Moz. It's a joke. It's not real. We're not.
Mhm.
That's not really happening. We're not going to go out and murder 9,000 people. I mean, none of that's going to happen. Good Lord. You know what I need to do? I need to make Moz my anime buddy and get her watching anime and then just toughen her up. That's what I think we need to do. So Miles will be like, oh, I see Finn and Ranger are full of shit. I should have known. But with that, we're going to end the stream. So you can come hang out with Finn in the Discord. Ranger's tired. He's been painting and all stuff today. So Ranger's going to go lay down. Ranger's a tired little Ranger. And then he'll be back tomorrow to stream the lunch stream and have all that good fun stuff that you guys enjoy. And I forgot where the ending stream is. Where is it? There it is. There's the end stream. So if you guys know, we do stream all the time, Monday through Friday. We do the lunch stream, which is just me hanging out with you wonderful people and having fun. We'll do GSC tomorrow, and then we have this stream on Wednesdays. Have the Jedi Academy on Saturday, which will probably just be Finn and everybody that shows up, because after I get pissed drunk with Heinz and Grid, oh Lord. And after all that preloading that's going to happen, oh Lord. But you can see all the different channels, Patreons, all that stuff's linked down below. I encourage you guys to join the Discord because we have a lot of great people in this community. And if you would like to get to meet them, I suggest, come hang out in the Discord. Wonderful group of people. Just come in the general chat. You can have a great time. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. You can come join us over on Twitch with our D&D streams and other streams we're doing with other games that we're doing over on Twitch. You can come check us out on YouTube and sub here and hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff you hear content creators say. It's important, watching the videos and all that stuff. It makes a big difference. And then last thing I'll say is, listen, guys, the coronavirus is really deadly serious right now. Wash your hands, wash your face, keep your social distancing, wear your mask. I have my mask. I carry it with me at all times. Whenever I go for a run or a walk or anything, when I'm outside, I have my mask on me and gloves on me at all times. I just do. And then when I get back, I wipe everything down, wash my hands religiously, so just do those small little things, not just for yourself, to keep yourself safe, but to keep other people safe around you. So we want to keep you guys around. We'd like to enjoy having you guys here and having fun and answering questions and talking about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So we want to keep you healthy and safe and watching us and having a good time and keep you smiling and laughing so you can enjoy, through some tough times out there right now. And we're here to keep you with a smile on your face to enjoy it. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself, young Finn, young Daywalker, Gingivitis, Mr. Stanley Red, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow.